Right. Health is wealth.
Balance is key.
Health is wealth.
Balance is key.
Health is wealth.
Balance is key.
Right. So, what's real wealth? So in the definitionary dictionary, it says that wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. So you can be wealthy in a lot of things, even if your pockets are kind of empty. I have a wealth of children, a wealth of nappies, and a wealth of people to clean up after. I am wealthy in many ways. And so are most of us. A lot of us are wealthy in ideas, in ambition, in melanin, in inspiration. We can be wealthy in a lot of things. It also means a plentiful supply of a particularly desirable thing. But when you speak to people about wealth, what you will normally find is they don't necessarily want to be wealthy. They want to floss. Do we know what flossing means? You know what flossing means? When you floss, yeah? So when you ask someone, okay, when you're wealthy, what are you going to do? I'm going to buy a nice car, nice house, have nice clothes, pay off the mortgage. They're talking about being consumers. They're not talking about building wealth. Does that make sense? Right. If you can save, operative word being save, £10, you get to hang out with 10 heirs. You save £100, you hang out with 100 heirs. You save £1,000, you hang out with 1,000 heirs. Who do you hang out with if you save £1 million? Who do you hang out with if you save £1 billion? Right. How many of us get to hang out with millionaires and billionaires? Because we haven't been taught, just like my brother was saying earlier on, we haven't been taught to save. We say we want to be wealthy, but we don't respect wealth enough to study it, to learn about it, and to save it. We want to get it and spend it, get it and spend it. Looking good, having nice things is what we consider as being wealthy. But true wealthy people will look like they work in the back of a shop somewhere. They'll be wearing jeans and trainers. They're not flossing. They're building wealth, which they can then pass on to their children and their children's children, and they build a foundation. That is what real wealth is. And if we develop that mindset instead of being pushed into consumerism, because black people are the biggest spenders, if we flip that around and become the best savers, our children won't have to be in the predicament we are, where we're having to learn about building businesses. Does that make sense? And our wealth is going to help us do that. Now, our health is wealth, but what? Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Right, so we need to get the balance between making money, being able to buy those things, but then also having enough to continually save large amounts of money on a regular basis. Most people, unfortunately, are 3 months from being broke. If you lost your job now, most people would go under within 3 months. Because most people don't save any money. They continually spend and spend and spend. They have a job, they're just over broke, but they're not building wealth or building businesses, which is one of the things that Big is encouraging us to do, the Black Business Investment Group. So we're not talking about spending money on things that depreciate. Your car, you buy it today, tomorrow, you can't get the same amount for it. You wear some clothes that you buy today, tomorrow, you can't bring those back and get the same money back for it, 100%. But if you start investing like the brothers are suggesting we do now and teaching us to do, that's how we build wealth. But in order to do that, we also need to focus on our health. So what's real health? Having energy throughout the day. Being free from constant pain, illness and disease. Being physically, mentally and emotionally balanced and nourished. And this is the most important bit. Being able to maintain this level of health without the use of drugs. Yes. Now, most people can have energy throughout the day, they can be free from disease, they can feel like they're emotionally and mentally balanced, but they're doing that by having coffee and sugar and chocolate and alcohol sometimes and a little bit of something you puff to keep them feeling like they're healthy, but it's not sustainable. It's like the Primark model my brother was talking about. You can only last so long on propping yourself up and drugging yourself into a state of health. However, if you build health the same way you build wealth, instead of just creating health to look good. Because most people, when you ask them, what do you want, you want to get healthy, so what do you want to do? I want to lose weight. Brothers want to get hench, ladies want to get slim waists and curvy everywhere else. That's not building health, that's just looking good. And again, you can create looking good by propping yourself up with pills. You can take the shakes and the pills and the cabbage soup diet and the grapefruit diet and the this, that cleanse. You can do all those things. I won't be judgmental. You can do all of those things, but that's not going to give you longevity. That's not a health that you can pass on. Because as a black woman, if I do all of those things, that's not going to create healthy children. Because I'm going to still be sick underneath all of that. As a man, your health is going to go into the seed you pass on to your children. So unless we are looking after our health now, unless we are being examples of health now, we can't pass on health to our children. The same way, if we're not looking after our wealth now, we can't pass that on to other children. Can you see the way the two are linked? Right. Now, there are 7 ways that your health can help your business. You need energy and stamina to maintain a business, right? You need to be able to wake up early, go to bed late. If you're an employee-preneur and you're building your business around your work, you need to be able to maintain. You can't have a day at work and by the time you get home, you're like, all I want is Netflix and chill right about now. I ain't working on no business plan. I ain't sending no social media posts out. I just need to chill. And then you are struggling to get up in the morning, so you've got 15 minutes to shower, eat, and find your Oyster card. If that's all you got energy for, you ain't gonna have time to build no wealth or to maintain your health, are you? Right, but if you did have more energy because you were building your health, you would have, when my brother, for example, when he was building his business, he was an employee-preneur. He would wake up, go to a networking event at 7 o'clock in the morning, then go to work, have a few meetings in the stationery cupboards, then come home and go to another networking event in the evening. Am I lying, bruv? No, that's what he did. Maintained by his health. Because he had the energy which could fuel his motivation to create a business where he's able to now help 2,500 children to start businesses and learn about entrepreneurship, which I think deserves another round of applause, quite frankly. We got good genes, haven't we, bro? Even though our parents may not agree, they think we're fuzzy entrepreneurs, but that's fine. Okay, you need focus and mental agility. If you're bidding for something in your business and you're in competition with someone who's more mentally agile than you, who do you think is going to get the contracts? The person that's quicker with the tongue, the person that can explain themselves better, the person that can deliver their services in a more competent way is going to be the one that gets the job, because customer perception is another one of the things. People don't buy your product, they buy you. Like someone said earlier, you can have a substandard product, but if you can deliver yourself better than your competition, you will be the one that makes the sales, right? So you need to have a customer's perception that you know your business. You know your stuff. You can deliver. They can be confident that if they give you your money, you're going to give them a return. And that's going to take focus and mental agility. Your business growth and development needs to go past you. You need to be able to inspire other people. You need to be able to, again, have that energy, have that motivation, have that drive to create a team that can do the work of you 3 times so your business can grow. Because no man is an island. We all need the village to keep ourselves going. We all need to develop past ourselves. And if we hold on to our business and try and do everything ourselves, our business is not going to grow. We also need entrepreneurial thinking. So like my brother showed in his image earlier on, is we can't just focus on making money. We need to focus on making sure that our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, our family lives, and all of those areas of our lives are all kept up to par. And in order to have the energy to do all of those things, we need to be focusing on our health. Does that make sense? Right, now health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Balance is key. So how do we create balance? I took this picture of my husband this morning, by the way. So he was just, that's his cool down. That was his cool down. He was just chilling in the garden like that. So he knows about health as well. Okay, so how do we create what balance? Because it's good to create the wealth and the health, but we need to know how to balance everything out. Because I'm not trying to be a Scrooge and say, keep all your money, don't spend anything. I'm not trying to say be so healthy that you put the crucifix up like that every time you walk past McDonald's. I ain't trying to say you become like that. I'm saying use your health to make more money. Then manage that money, as in save it, so you can create wealth. So have enough money so that you can spend and floss and look good and do all of these things. But you also have enough to save so that you can create wealth. Then, this is where the balance comes in as in you balanced with everyone else. Because another thing we have a habit of doing is creating wealth, being good at business, just so we can help ourselves, just so we can line our pockets. We're thinking, a lot of people say this, I want a business to replace my income. Have we heard that? I want to start a business so I make enough for me to leave work. Whereas we can use our wealth to help everyone else, not just ourselves. Imagine when you started your plans for a business and you were thinking, I'm going to make enough money in this business to hook up my family. No one in my family is going to have to work. I'm replacing everyone's income. Can you imagine where we would be if we all had that mindset? Right? Health is wealth, but balance is
key.
Health is wealth, but
balance is key.
Health is wealth, but
balance is
right.
key.
Now, here are some healthy habits. Now, you've probably heard a lot of general healthy habits, but here's some that you may not know or have that much appreciation for. So this is a little bit out of the box. One of the things that I recommend you do as a healthy habit to help your health create more wealth is to sweat before you sit. Which means a lot of us work in jobs where we've got to sit down all day. If you dedicate to do a workout first thing in the morning, get sweaty, get out of breath, work your muscles, get that circulation going, get your organs of elimination prepped, get that blood flowing to your brain before you sit down at a desk and do some work. Can you imagine how healthy you would be? Right. Only drink water until you finish work. We're in the habit of waking up first thing in the morning and having coffee, fancy smoothies with 1,000-pound superfoods in them, all of those kind of things. Bulletproof coffee, coffee with butter in it. Who decided that? Farmers probably, innit? Trying to sell some more butter and milk. Okay, but we know water is a universal solvent. We are 70% water. Our body needs water. Did you know that your brain needs water as a fuel source? Right, so if we only drink water during the times our brain is meant to be working, we are going to be clearer thinking. We'll have that mental agility. We'll have that focus. We'll be able to concentrate more. And then while out when you get home, have Ribena, have Fruit Pops, have Starburst. What are those things called? Sunny D. Have all of those Coca-Cola. Have all of that after you finish needing your brain to work properly. Is that something we can do? Can we sweat before we sit? Can we only drink water while we're working? All right. These are simple things. They're not difficult things. They don't cost that much money. They're not difficult to implement. Sleep for energy. Now, we want to do everything else but sleep because we always feel we're missing out on something. Our Instagram notifications are popping off 2 o'clock and I need to see what Beyonce's doing now. She gone and had twins. I need to see what Jay-Z thinks about this. Oh my goodness, there's a war in Syria. What's going on? What's Trump doing? Who cares? Go and get some sleep. You're talking about you're too tired to write business plans and you don't have enough energy to wake up in the morning and work out. That's because you go to bed at 12 and wake up at 5, quite frankly. Get some sleep. Use sleep as what energizes you. Don't be afraid of missing out on something. Quality sleep will give you the energy that you need to maintain your health and build your wealth. Because health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance
You're going to
is
be
key.
waking up in the morning like, balance is key. Oh, damn it, Leah, man. Leah's in my head. Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is
right,
key.
balance is key. So you need to enjoy your life during the day as much as you need to give your body the chance to recuperate through the night. Know yourself. So we basically all know the foods, the drinks, the activities that sap our energy. We basically all know the foods, the drinks, and the activities that are not helping our health. But we will basically continue to do all of those things and mask them up with things that give us a bit more energy, like coffee and sugar, and we'll mask it up by, oh, I don't really need to do all that business planning tonight, I can do it another night. We'll make all of those excuses so we can have this temporary happiness that comes from the freedom of doing what we want. Until our body's like, nah, I ain't getting up. Nah, I'm going to fill your face full of pimples right now. Nah, you are going to have a pot belly. Our body will retaliate. Our body will say, no, I'm not taking this anymore. But if you balance your life, give as much respect to your health and your body as you do to your desires and the things you want to do, that's when we create health. That's when we create wealth. Now, maintaining your health is easier than regaining or repairing your health. Now, again, I'm not trying to say dedicate your whole life to being a boring, healthy person. I'm saying give as much energy to having fun, creating wealth, enjoying yourself, as you do to creating wealth and health. Because health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance is key.
Health is wealth, but what?
Balance
Right,
is key.
now, the biggest challenges that we face, the biggest challenges that most people face, because they're like, okay, Leah, you're up saying all this stuff, you know, you're a health coach, you're a nutritionist, it's all easy for you to say, but the biggest challenge that we all face, including me, is that we have a lack of support and we have no clear reason why we're doing it. If you understand the link between your health and your wealth, and you implement those really simple things, sweat before you sit, only drink water while you're working, sleep to get some more energy, and know yourself. If you do all of those things and get some support, now that support could be reading a book, joining a Facebook group, joining a WhatsApp group, getting a coach, having someone who is there to make sure you're looking after your health on a regular basis, and you have a clear reason why you're doing this. So if you're not happy with where you are financially, if you don't want to be in the work that you're doing right now, if you don't like the house that you're in, or the car that you drive, or the fact that you don't know for sure you're going to be able to financially secure a future for your children, if you're not sure of those things, that should be your reason why. If you want to know more, if you want my help to support you, I'm offering free, no obligation 20-minute sessions, which you can find at thenaturallyyoucoach.com. Now, these sessions aren't for me to tell you something. And be ready, if you'll come on these sessions with me, know that we're making a plan. Know that we are putting together a 3-part plan that you are going to stick to, of 3 specific things that you're dedicated to doing to improve your health. Are we ready to do that?
Yeah.
Are we ready to be committed to changing our health and creating wealth?
Yeah.
Because can you imagine if each one of us in here could create an event just like this, could have the impact that was Jude, I forgot Jude's English name just for 1 minute there. If we could all have the impact that Jude and John and Julian and Jeremy and all of these business owners in here could have on the same amount of people, if we could all know that we were securing the future of the whole black community in the UK, we would be a powerful people once again. Am I right? Right. Health is wealth, but balance is.
Key.
Health is wealth, but balance is.
Key.
Health is wealth, but balance is.
Key.
All right. So the other thing that I'm doing today is I have 3 books. One of them is a raw food recipe book. The other one is a picture of a hunky guy. I mean a fitness magazine. It's not just a picture of a hunky guy. There's actually a magazine under the picture as well that you may enjoy. So this is the first black fitness magazine that was released last year. And I also have a book called Becoming Naturally You. So instead of trying to change everything about your life all at the same time, this book helps you take 1 step a week. So every week you only focus on changing and improving 1 thing in your life. Now you can get all 3 of these things today for just £19, and I'd obviously be happy to sign the 2 books for you, which is a saving of £10. Again, you can find me at thenaturallyyoucoach.com. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, stay healthy, and speak to you soon.